Priya, Varadarajan, a founder of Durga.
I know he's doing this deliberately. I did try to show my anger at it, but he immediately started talking about the performance review that I have next week. It's so scary. I was almost alone in the floor. I know he won't fall on me. But his eyes. Hey. I know you're tired and upset. Every day the same question. I'm tired now. I have to tell you this. I tried to show my anger at it, but he immediately started talking about the performance review that I have next week. It's so scary. I was almost alone in the floor. I know he won't fall on me, but his eyes, he gives me the creeps. He has this smirk on his face. He even tries to get into the lift with me. How long am I going to escape him like this? Wish I didn't take the housing loan. But is quitting the real solution to this? I even went to the harassment committee, but this man is very influential. Wish I knew some way to deal with him on my own. Wish I had control.
Good afternoon, everybody. I know I'm in the way of your lunch, but please do bear with me. I work with Durga, who is a lady who we want to create here amidst us. A lady who's not the goddess Durga, but a lady who can dare to understand behavior, to respond appropriately, and to be able to guard herself to the best of her ability. So this was a recording, but this is a reality as well. And we've been hearing of these scenarios time in and time out, not knowing what to do. All through this morning, we've heard of committees and redressal and possibilities of going here and there, and that's great because we have a lot of strength around us. But we realized that there is something that we need to be doing, which is to build the strength within us as well, to be able to take control, to be able to decide that no matter what I face, I will take responsibility for what I face, and I would like to address what I face in my way, in my style, the way I want to, and when I want to. So when the entire nation was breaking down and everyone was marching against rape, crime, molestation, abuse, all these severe names, there were also a bunch of us who felt that we have been breeding this for a very long time. And what we've been doing is exactly not addressing it when it starts. So this person who's staring at me across the table is encouraged and feels empowered because I haven't done anything about it. And then the next stage of 1 year of staring at a woman actually gives him enough empowerment and motivation that the next stage he gropes at somebody at some other point. And then nobody takes action at that stage. The individual feels that, chalo chhod do, let me not do anything right now. Let me move on because I'm not here to be doing this. I have another agenda. I need to grow in my company. And then this moves on and on and on. And then we hear of this child 3 years later picked up from a construction site and never went back to her mum. And that's because consciously, unconsciously, we've been breeding criminals around us because we haven't addressed it at the right stage. And so these thoughts actually gave birth to Durga. And we said that we need to address it in a very effective way at that point itself. Next slide, please. Before we move on, I'd like to very quickly, of show of hand, that's okay. Yeah, okay. The slides aren't there, but that's okay. I've been speaking about Durga, I think, day in and day out for the last 3 years, so I can just keep saying. Have any one of you been stared at and felt uncomfortable about it? Please be honest. Have we been groped at? Have we felt violated? Do we want to be a domestic statistic of one more victim? No. So that's essentially the idea. The idea is to be able to respond, not bring out the best response, not to bring out the right response or the wrong response to a harassment, but to bring out the best response or a response itself primarily. So there could be a best response by that girl on that day in that scenario with that perpetrator at that time of day, so whatever it is, and then she moves on. So what we want to really do through Durga is educate women to be empowered enough to acquire certain very basic, and I call them life skills, to be able to gauge behavior, identify it, process it quickly and say, is this appropriate for me? And if it is not, then respond to it very immediately. So we've been working with women. We've touched about 1,500 lives in Bangalore through our workshops and theater-based training. And we've also embarked in this new journey of creating safer environments for women and children. So we realized that on one end, working with women and children alone did not help. We needed to start creating a conducive environment. So we've started working with organizations on how do we build and create safer spaces, workspaces, could be study spaces, could be residential complexes, and there are multiple safe things. It's not about bringing technology, but it's about inculcating certain behavioral changes, so more systemic than external. So I wouldn't talk about any of those right now, but what we're going to very quickly move on to is a real scenario. We've discussed a lot of scenarios. We thought we'll bring one scenario, and that's why I always carry a perpetrator with me. So I bring a Durga perpetrator to just make things easy. And what I need from you is some action. I want you to start thinking, see what happens here, but before that, I need one actor volunteer. I want someone from behind because I think everyone in front has had a chance to move up and down, but from middle and behind, if one actor volunteer, a lady, no Oscars for this, so you can just come and do whatever you want to. Please come forward.
Hi, I'm Meenakshi, and I'm part of Durga. And like she introduced, I'm the perpetrator here. And is that the actor volunteer?
Okay, let's give her a big hand. Okay, so while my perpetrator is talking to the actor, what we're going to show to you is a form of theater called Theater of the Oppressed, or TO as we call it. What really happens and what we try to do in this form of TO practice is we're doing forum theater for you. And in forum theater, we are not doing theater for entertainment, so you're not going to get major dialogues and great action, but we are going to bring out to you a particular problem. So what my actors are going to show to you is a particular problem that many of us would resonate to, but most of us sit in the comfort, luxury of our living spaces, and ideally we are not representing real India. So we sit in a very luxurious environment and say, that girl shouldn't have taken that bus that day. Or, you know what, she should just look at him and turn around and slap. So these are things that we say in the comfort of our living rooms. But here we bring to you a scenario where we want you to actually participate in this situation. So Meenakshi with Reshmi is going to portray a little scenario which is real. If you have a way of empowering Reshmi, please just shout, stop, come here and replace Reshmi. Please don't shout out your answer there because that's very easy. And you can only replace Reshmi because she's the one who's going through oppression. If we could all just replace the perpetrator, we'd not have this conference here today. So we'll start off with it, and I want some active conversation, dialogue, and suggestions, but in the form of actual participation, because your role from now on is not of a spectator, but that of a spectator. 1, 2, 3, action.
Hi, Reshmi. Have you finished your reports? Can I take a look at the reports, please? That's a nice dress that you're wearing, Reshmi. Looks nice. Kind of fits you very well. The reports, Reshmi? Yeah, thank you. Now, one second. Where are you going away, Reshmi? So tell me, are you free in the evening? Can we catch up for a cup of coffee? Because, this dress is so amazing. We really need to have a conversation around this. Can I come back, please?
All right, thank you. Reshmi and Meenakshi stay on. So what did we see just now? Did Reshmi have a problem? If she didn't, then Durga can pack up and leave. Maybe she enjoyed it, but if she didn't, did you have a problem, Reshmi?
Of course, at every single moment. Very uncomfortable, just felt like if only I could disappear from here.
Do you agree with this? Is it visible? Can we now collectively, we'll get them to redo this, but can we now think of something that we could do and then come and replace Reshmi and see what we would do in that scenario? Like I said, it's easy to advise, but we need to actually be there. And remember, Meenakshi has no script. So this is not a scripted play anymore. So she can continue to escalate in her joys of working with her colleague, and we'll have to be that colleague who can address it. Okay? 1, 2, 3, action.
Hi, Reshmi. That's a very nice dress. You know what? That report that you were supposed to submit to me, that's overdue, you know. But then it's okay. Shall we catch up with coffee and then we can discuss the timelines and stuff like that?
Anyone? Anything? Does Reshmi have to just put up with this? Please come. You please come here and do it.
The idea here is that I cannot be replaced. I mean, I can keep doing what I'm doing. My face might change, but what happens to her is something that we can empower, right? So.
Hi, Triveni. Thank you. Let's give her a hand because she's going to come in.
Okay. Meenakshi. Yeah, I would do that. Meenakshi approached Reshmi in a cabin, you know. So she has chairs. I believe normally in a cabin we have chairs, we have table, we have a system. Okay, she started doing this. Reshmi, come here please. Reshmi, please show me your report. You know, Reshmi, your dress is nice and things like that. What Reshmi should also do is, sir, why don't you do one thing? Give me 2 minutes, please. Please sit down. I shall come back to you and give the report. Okay, so just hold down. You know, sit down, please. First, relax yourself and start, checking for the reports. And if it still continues to be next to you and rubbing over and, make you feel uncomfortable, sir, you know what? Yesterday, I felt something. When I was when I was going in a bus, I saw a guy coming and standing very much next to me, like this. You know what I did? In the whole crowd of about 100 people in a bus, I was the only lady who slapped that fellow. Okay? Next immediate moment, he would not touch you there. He would not touch you. I think these are the small things. Even girls should come out. We are not those ice which just gets melted off. If the when the ice becomes hard and you throw it back, it hurts. I think we should start learning how to give it back.
Okay. Thank you very much. Is there anything else that Reshmi can do?
Anything else? Because in fact, in Durga, through our workshops, each of our responses is very individual to us. Individual even to the point of what time of the day, what frame of mind are we in? Are we aggressive enough? Can we really fight back? All of those play a part in how we take our decisions. But the important underlying thought here has always been that please do voice it out. Do let people know that you are feeling uncomfortable. Can we have another suggestion for Reshmi?
Yes,
Yeah?
please.
Please come. Another question I had while you were saying, asking the boss to sit down. What if I sat down and said, Reshmi, sit on my lap? That's a lot more easier, it gives me more access.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. So I really admire the first suggestion, but had I been in that place, I would have actually voiced my concern and told my boss or whosoever that person is, the colleague is.
Can you enact it out?
Oh, okay, fine. Yeah. Sir, I think, did you have a fight with your wife? No. Sir, then, could you please...
Sari is beautiful and your blouse is
Oh, thank you, sir. Even you look handsome, but can we have a slight distance? Because I think I am allergic to certain, or maybe you might get cold,
I'm fine. This cabin
Oh, is it? But I think, sir, jokes apart, I think I didn't like the way you've been approaching. I was trying to take it very lightly, and I was trying to make it more lighthearted because I have a lot of respect for you. You are my senior colleague. I didn't want to hurt you. But I think all those things have gone in vain. But now, let me be very serious and very open. I think I didn't like your behavior. Given the lot of respect that I have, I would like you to maintain some decorum. Otherwise, I would take it to the next level. And you know that we have a posh training recently conducted in our office, right?
Okay. Thank you. I'm being
Ladies and
alerted by
gentlemen,
Chitra. Sorry.
That was another intervention.
I'm being alerted by Chitra that we have a couple of minutes, so I just want to say what I'm saying. So basically, through this example, what we saw was we do have suggestions. And what we really want to bring out is one woman's action would be a definite suggestion for someone else who is trying to understand what she would do and how she could deal with a situation like this. So we also naturally saw the way the issue got escalated, or the response was escalated, because the first case, we saw the girl, Reshmi, she was not sure what she should do. And at the next stage, Indrani actually tried to build the distance between herself and the perpetrator. And finally, when we had Pooja, she even confronted the boss with an open statement to say that she was uncomfortable. So what happens is we have multiple choices, and if we keep playing this, there will be more solutions and more suggestions. But our request as an organization, we are a citizens initiative, we want to work with women, and we are all amongst the women who are harassed on an everyday basis. So we go through this not only in workspace, but someone's valid point of during transit. So it is about equipping ourselves to be ready with a solution no matter where we are and who we have to deal with. And that's essentially what we're trying to do. So before we leave, my last request from y'all is to please stand up, because we do a lot of theater and we want to do a little more of drama. We want you to get up and take the Durga pledge with us today. So basically, it's very ceremonious, and we like a lot of drama. I shall help a woman in distress. Help a woman in distress. I shall educate my friends, sisters, daughters, and nieces about the feeling of Durga. I shall educate my friends, sisters, daughters, and nieces about the feeling of Durga. I shall educate my sons, nephews, male friends to respect women. I shall educate my sons, nephews, male friends to respect women. I shall respect women myself. I shall respect women myself. And I shall be a Durga and respond to crime. I shall be a Durga and respond to crime. Thank you very much. If you want to really look up after all this and actually have a conversation with us, we're on the web. We're www.durgaindia.org. Thank you very much.
Hey, that's great. Husbands, yeah, that's right.